Just 1 second, guys. Just posting the link to the story. So all of you can find me. How are you today? Awesome, I'm done with admin stuff. Hi everyone. Hi Ibrahim. Hi. Oh well, right. I'll have to hear that. Where's my stylus? So we're back with Zelda from last week. If you haven't seen, we started this character a while back ago, but we started her from scratch here on the channel. And she has changed a lot. So I wanted to show you, after the stream I sat down for a couple more hours, maybe like 3 or 4, maybe less, and I changed some proportions in her face. So she was a bit more like, I guess, innocent and doe-eyed in this one, and I defined her eyes a little bit better, changed the eye color, worked on the lips a little bit, and adjusted some muscles and her hands as well, reworked them. Oh yeah. Привет, Layla. Yes. Это Layla. Here's the concept to on top of me. It's a rough concept. I'm not using it precisely, which reminds me, I saved some more awesome fan art on Instagram, and I forgot to bring it into my pure ref scene, which I'm gonna quickly do now. I'll show you guys what I mean. Also, I think I've decided on what the final piece is gonna look like, what it's gonna be inspired by, the composition itself. I couldn't pronounce the style for the life of me, but it's basically this. Now it's stuck in between 2 screens. So I think it's called Art Nouveau. This one, you might have seen it. It's quite popular right now among 2D artists, especially. They redraw characters from popular media like Mario Kart, or just like really any fandom in this sort of style. And I think it was popularized by an artist by the name of Mucha. Alphonse Mucha. Yeah, I was thinking of creating a similar background for Zelda in ZBrush. Something very symmetrical, very like organic. So yeah, that's the idea. Hello, ma'am. Hello. Okay, just a few more seconds while I find those references I was talking about. The thing is, I have 2 Instagram profiles and I constantly switch between them. But I'm not sure how to do it on the PC. Okay. Are you guys working on anything? Oh wow, my face is fully blown out. Are you working on anything today? More people joining in. That's awesome. I'll show you what kind of references I found in a minute. I found a cosplay piece by someone who was cosplaying as Zelda, which can be quite helpful. So here's another tip for you guys. If you're making a character who's quite popular and people start to like make cosplays of them, can be a really good resource for references in the way that it's actually interpreted in real life. Alright, I think I got them all. Here they are. Some really cool references of her outfit, the earrings, even though we already have them. It was pretty close to how this artist interpreted them. This was a really cute fan art of Zelda. I think this is AI-ish. It looks like AI. And the rest are paintings, just for inspiration. And again, the same art style in this one, even though it's not Zelda. The composition is what I was thinking I was gonna go for. We'll see. Okay, let me pull it up here. We can start working on Zelda. So, a lot of people have asked me in the past how I approach the question of retopology. And I talked to the guys from the ZBrush team, and they let me, I mean, they didn't let me, they said that it's okay for me to use the plugin that I usually use, which is Zwrap. It's this one. So, I might demonstrate it today. I just need to think of where I'm gonna get the base mesh from which project. I wonder if she had a good topology. Let me pull up one of my old artworks that never got posted, and we'll see if she has a good topology or not, so we could transfer it to Zelda. And yeah, I think she does. Although, she's got these patches. Oof. That's one unfinished project. Let me see if I have any topology that I have purchased in the past that I can reuse for the sake of demonstration. I have a female base mesh. Cool. Let's do that. Load. Wait, so that's topology that I've purchased. It can be the topology that you made yourself, anything you're happy with. We'll need that. We won't need her eyes. Let's delete those. Let's delete here. We're just interested in this base mesh. Now let's switch to Zelda. Copy tool. Just the body. And now in here, let's append the body. And the scale difference is gonna be huge, isn't it? That's okay. Scale it down. Zwrap can actually do it for you. It can like auto match scale, but I prefer to do it this way. Also, her feet currently don't have any sculpt on them, because I neglected them for a very long time, thinking that we're never gonna see them. I'll deal with it later. Now in here, I probably want to go to the lowest subdivision level. Maybe second one. Delete everything. Cool. So if I remember correctly, the good topology should be on top, bad topology, aka sculpt, should be on the bottom. And let's try and start. No, I have the license. Can't you use Scale Master or something to perfectly match size, at least bounding box? No, it didn't expire. Give me 1 second. What do you mean precisely? These are two completely different meshes, so they won't be perfectly matched to each other. You kind of have to eyeball it. You could use Scale Master, but why? If it only takes like 5 clicks and like 30 seconds of work to do it manually. Okay, it's just activating the license. Maybe it did expire. Oh damn. Oh. Wait, now I got the license. Sorry for the holdup. Activate. Wait. Now what will happen is this window will pop up on your other screen or your only screen, depending on how many you have. And on the left you'll see our good mesh and our sculpt on the right. What ZBrush will do is it will try to sync the views by default. You can unsync them if you want, but it's sort of neat. You can also activate symmetry on different planes. Posable symmetry as well, apparently. Haven't used it in a while. I don't think it was in the previous release that I used. Yeah, I see there are different topologies. I mean, to match size in general, to make both of the same width, height, and depth without manually moving and scaling until I got the same approximation. There probably is a plugin that does that. I just don't usually work with miniatures and 3D printing, so I rarely ever have to scale down or up in ZBrush. I just set the scale once after I'm done with sculpting, and that's it. I'd say the best guess would be to play around with the Scale Master plugin. Sorry, I can't be more helpful than that. You can also scale down groups if you want to scale multiple subtools at the same time, but it's manual. Again, it's not automatic. So we're gonna get started. And the way Zwrap works, it needs points to go off of. Can't zoom in closer than this. Ugh. Wrong way. Cool. This is good. Let's select the corner of the eye roughly. Set it here. I like to add quite a bit of points around the eyelid area. Oh, pardon me. I forgot to activate the symmetry on the other side as well. Make sure you have both of them turned on, because by default they are not here. It might take a few minutes, but it's gonna be worth it. Trust me, guys. Good topology opens up a lot in terms of like clean sculpting and adding details on top. I usually don't go into like detailing until I have the topology down on my sculpt. Okay. And then later on, after we transfer the topology, I'm gonna show you how I reproject the sculpted details on top. So yeah, just trying to match closely, well, as close as we can, the points that Zwrap is gonna try and like sort of wrap around the model. So this point will roughly be here. Actually adding 2 points might not be what we want. I'll turn off symmetry for this one. Oh. Her ears is gonna be a tricky one. So this is here, this is here, and this point is gonna be all the way over here. We might need to manually adjust her topology later on. If you ever make a mistake, you can always just hover over the point that you just placed, and then you can just drag it over to the side. Hello there. Are these your stylized head sculpts? So the one on the right it is. On the left it's a topology that I bought a while ago, and I'm using it for demonstration of Zwrap, which is a plugin for transferring topology. We will get back to sculpting soon, I promise. And then you'll see my sculpt, or you can rewind to the beginning of the stream and check it out. What's the Zwrap for? So it's for transferring topology. Topology is the wireframe that makes up the mesh of the model. Right now, my topology on Zelda is, to say lightly, unfavorable. It's pretty bad. So we're gonna fix that by transferring good topology that bends nicely and can be animated, and you can sculpt on it nicely without creating any like those weird pinching shapes, you know, when you get lots of stars in the topology from ZBrush, like in here. You see, that shouldn't be happening. Like there are lots of areas that I'm not happy with due to the topology being not really nice. You don't have to actually go this detailed as I do. Sometimes Zwrap will work just fine with minimal amount of points. Where is the music? Wait, by the way, can you guys hear me well versus the music? Is everything okay? Last time I didn't check. It was a silent stream and no one told me that there was no music playing. I'm just finding it interesting, never used it on my sculpts. Yeah, it's a really helpful tool. Hi Layla, hi Gazi. That's really cool. I saw a wrapping tool to project rectangular textures on a plane to a different surface, making the plane copy and wrap the other topology. Really cool. So it's sort of similar. Yeah, so I think Zwrap can do that as well. You might have seen a demonstration of that. Perhaps not. There are other tools out there, but I prefer to use Zwrap. Congrats on the honorable place, Layla. You did a great job. Thank you, thank you. I did my best, and to be honest, I didn't even expect to get honorable place, which was a nice surprise. But totally, like, the first place totally deserved it. Was by Maria Anikina. And then, what was the second one? Second one was by Paulina Shaman. And the third one, don't remember. I remember the artworks, not all the names of the artists themselves. But if you haven't seen it and you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about ArtStation Challenge. Results were posted just beginning of last week. I participated and I took the honorable mention, which is really cool. And I can actually show you guys, for those who haven't seen. Challenges. I participated in the rendered one, so that's the first place. That's Paulina and that's Alex Gray. Now I remember. And that's me. That was a lot of fun. Hey, I got a badge. You can check it out on my ArtStation if you want to. Okay, let's get back to it. You buy Zwrap or you own it, or is it a subscription? I think, well, I just bought it as a perpetual license. I'm not sure if you can subscribe to it. There is a 30-day free trial if you want to try it out, but it's a paid, like you have to pay for this software. I mean, this plugin. It's a huge time saver. So instead of like maybe 8 hours of retopology, which is usually how long it takes me to retopologize a humanoid character, it will take me an hour. Sweet. Okay, so the face is looking good, I think. Maybe another point behind her ear. Wouldn't be that bad. Okay, her clavicles, maybe around... Okay, so there's a mismatch. You can see 142 and 140. So that's place point somewhere. Gotta be careful with that. Okay. Sort of like doing acupuncture, but on the model. Layla, you've got me on my knees. Is that a song? Because there is a song with my name by Eric Clapton and a few more. That's amazing. Thank you. This will do fine. Alright, let's get her arms done. I think the first time I used Zwrap, I got so excited I didn't even like check like any tutorials out or any instructions, and I totally missed out on the symmetry aspect of it. And I was like, oh wow, it's such a cool tool. I wish they had symmetry though. And I was doing it manually on both sides. So don't be like me. Use symmetry to save you a ton of time. Boop. Boop. Yeah, that's a song Eric Clapton, Layla. You are so good. Thank you. I haven't been displaying a lot of skills in the past half an hour, but thank you. Did you ever make the inverse process of good topo sculpting over instead of sculpting wrapping the topology over? If so, which do you prefer? Ooh, good question. I guess I prefer the second one, just because it gives you nice topology straight away and you don't have to worry about like the stuff stretching and stuff and like getting nasty topology in places. Yeah, I'd say the second one. But I do like to start from scratch, from like just a sphere, clay. So it's a catch-22, depending on the mood. If I really want to make an artwork quick, I'll probably start with an existing topology that I have somewhere on my drive from countless projects that I abandoned. Just kidding. Most of the projects that I did finish have good topology, and I do recycle them as base models for my future projects. Her feet need a bit more love. We'll work on them today. For now, all I care about is just transferring topology. I mean, her legs and feet. Okay, and we're almost done. All we need to do is just define some finger points. Like so. Maybe some knuckles. That should do it. Now I like to save points just in case. Save points on her as well. Points. And now let's go to wrapping, which is the next stage. So it kind of like aligns them. And here's where the magic starts happening. I might stay a bit quiet for a minute because it's gonna utilize quite a bit of power of my computer. And I don't want my voice to glitch on the stream, so let's start wrapping. Okay. Let's see what it has done. Okay, so it's not too bad. I expected for the ear area to be kind of messy, but it did a pretty good job, hey. And we can always like smooth it out, push it down. But the majority of the topology has been transferred, as you can see. Pretty good actually in the mouth area. I'm surprised. Let's check out the body. Yep, the hands are nice and clean. Maybe need to move it up a bit over there. Her knees got squished a bit, but again, it's fixable. And her feet, I mean, yeah, it sort of did the best job it could do because I didn't specify anything, which is fine. We'll just resculpt the feet by themselves and reattach them. Which is not the clean way to do it, but sometimes, hey, you forget about it. I really wanted to show off Zwrap to you guys, so at this point I can either go back and add extra points to fix areas like these, or I can just say, hey, I'm done, and then I can manually fix it in ZBrush. Hi, you're welcome here. What are you making? I'm making Zelda fan art. Привет, привет. Magic, it's so cool. Yeah, it's really fun. Can this process be saved before wrapping, so if it crashes or something, you don't need to add points again? Yeah, that was the whole thing why I saved points. So you save them on original mesh and save them on your sculpt, and they're stored as text files. And then if it crashes, that's exactly why I did it. You just load up the models again, and you just load points on this side and load points on that side, and you just redo the thing. There's a button called load. Okay. Oh, someone asked me, there's a match scale button where you can match two meshes if they are completely different scales. What are you making? I'm making Zelda. Hello. Tumotirusu. I'm sorry, I don't speak this language. What base mesh did you use for the Zwrap? Just the one that I got from ArtStation a while back. There are plenty of resources available on Marketplace. It's just the one. I'll show you if you want the specific one to practice on. I think it was a couple of dollars. Oh, maybe it was $10. Okay. But it's a good investment. And you don't have to get this one precisely, but good to have if you want to like create lots of artworks. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by this guy or girl in any way, but yeah, I use this one. And it comes with UVs as well. That's neat. Although I will re-layout them because it doesn't work for my workflow. I like to occupy the entire tile for just the head, so I have enough resolution to work with. Yeah, so that's the name of the artist. But again, as I said, you can reuse your own topology that you've made in the past. Ooh. This one. Okay, so I added some more points for Zwrap to work with, and we'll see if it does a better job this time around. Let's start wrapping again. Is it good for rigging and animation? Yeah, I'd say so. How much do you practice? Every single day, a couple of hours. I mean, I sculpt for living, so there are days when I sculpt like 10 hours a day. At least good for posing, for sure. Really good for posing. Animation-wise, like all the loops are there from what I can see on the face. Can be used in animation, for sure. And the limbs look fine as well. So, it sort of tried to do a better job, but I guess we will need to manually adjust the ear area. The rest of the body is fine. We'll just call it like done. Yep. Autosave is on. Right. Great. That happens, but at least it didn't crash. So now you're left with your sculpt and your topology. Let's save it, just in case if ZBrush decides to crash. Would it help the final result if the good typo mesh has a higher poly count? Yes and no, because it will need to work with a greater amount of points, and it might actually create more areas like these. And you'll need to add more points as well. I'd say keep it low. Plus, it's quite a mid-resolution topology. It's not like low poly, like for games. They have even lower topology than that sometimes. Let's say this is mid-res. Obviously there are higher res base topologies. Oof, why does it jiggle like that? It's funny. Is this process similar to drawing guides for ZRemesher? Better process or it has a different use case? Yeah, this is different because it's a standalone plugin for ZBrush that fully lets you transfer a good animation-ready topology, like this one, to the meshes that have Z-remeshed topology. You see, it's got all these nasties that you need to manually get rid of. But it does it for you because you purely just transfer good to bad over the top of the bad. It doesn't magically fix your sculpt. If you've got a bad sculpt, nothing's gonna change. But it does give you a really nice base to work with and like detail further and further. Okay. It's different from guides with ZRemesher because you will be using ZRemesher, not Zwrap. Hey Layla, sorry, I just got here. Can you describe briefly what Zwrap does? Yep, it just transfers topology from one mesh. As you can see, we had this mesh, and we kind of like shrink wrapped it around my sculpt over here. And as you can see, there are some mistakes that we need to fix, but overall it did a pretty good job. Something that would have taken me, as I said, roughly 8 hours to do manually, to put all of these loops where they need to go. It's a very time-consuming process. Usually the Zwrap tutorials only shows wrapping a face. It's nice seeing it being used for the whole body. Oh yeah, that's nice to hear. Now let's turn on transparent, and we can just gently pull and push to better match our sculpt. And smooth it out a little bit and push and pull again. What we're gonna be doing is just a little bit of cleanup before we move on to sculpting again. Just checking the music. Yeah, so it might need a couple more loops over here, which we can add. It will most probably destroy the UVs that are there, but I was thinking of redoing them anyway. It might not be such a big deal for me. Alright, can isolate this one. If you want to smooth out the surface, but you don't want to change the shape a lot, you can hold down Shift as you would normally do for smoothing, and then let go of Shift and continue kind of like working on the surface. And as you can see, it sort of like relaxes this surface area over here. So again, Shift, start smoothing, let go of Shift, and drag your mouse around, or stylus. Wait, I can probably do the same for this one. Okay, so it's sort of better. Oof. It's weird and delightful same time when beautiful girl makes an art and not TikTok. Weird and delightful? Why is it weird? I feel like I'm an old grandma inside because I still don't have TikTok. And I don't feel like getting it on my phone. I have too many social medias already. By too many, I mean Facebook and Instagram. Ooh, what's happening here? Was that an original mesh as well? might have been the edge loops that I've added. Oh damn. They will create some issues, that's for sure. Can clean it up though, I think. Let's isolate the ears. Yeah, that doesn't look nice. Know what I'm gonna try to do? I'm gonna try and mask one side of the body, and then let's go to deformation and smart resymmetry. Yeah, probably like that. Okay, does it move the vertices on the polygroup border edges? Good question. Yeah, I guess it does. Clean it up a bit later. Or just inner edges? No, I think all of them. Hi Layla, do you ever use ZBrush? I use the just the project. Yes, I believe I do, and I believe I did it last stream while we were making. While we were making this one. I used some ZBrush to, I would create the clean topology, and then I would use it, I would use Zwrap, ZBrush brush to imitate the surface underneath, aka the piece of cloth that she has there. So it matches the shape a bit more precisely. So I use it from time to time. It's a good brush. Okay, this is fine. There were some other areas, like these ones. And these ones. Where it pulled it a bit too strongly. This is sort of fine. Maybe I'll smooth out this area as well. Wait. Yeah. I'll need to manually clean up her lips as well, just because of some stretching. Even though I'm not gonna animate her, if I were to make this character for animation, they'll need to be, like, these loops will need to be more equally spaced out away from each other. And so let's say this top loop would need to match the bottom one, and at the moment it doesn't, it goes and it needs to go more in a straight line for the lips to open and close properly. And same goes for the eyelid area, but for now I'm not too worried about it because I wanted to demonstrate what ZBrush can do and how I use it in my artworks. Okay, so now you can, although I will roll back and I will work on her feet a bit more, probably off camera, but I wanted to show what you can do. So this is our high poly, so low poly, you can subdivide it, and we can save it. How to understand realistic lips and stylized lips? Just observe a bunch of references. Well, it's pretty much the same with everything, like stylized hands and realistic hands. Stylization can also be different. Like there's Pixar level of stylization where everything is just blobby and you maybe even have like 4 fingers, or the lips are just 2 straight lines like in Luca. Or it can be semi-realism. It could be more like this stuff. Then you just need to find references that you like and copy them. Study anatomy as well. There's a really good anatomy for sculptors page on ArtStation that you can check out. They have nice references for lips there. Hi, can you show high poly? Yes, so this is high poly. I probably wanna go even higher than that. And copy to and Zelda. Okay. Oh, this is our retopologized Zelda. This is our high-res Zelda. Maybe we'll go down a few levels. Now I can start projecting. Okay, I can immediately see there's some issues over there. The lips are doing pretty good, which is interesting. Most of the time I'll have issues here as well. But yeah, did a pretty good job. What about her fingers? Yep, not too bad. So in these areas I'll just go in and I'll smooth it out before I reproject it again. Let's subdivide it again and go here, subdivide this one again, and let's project again. Okay, let's see, what's the damage? Not too bad. And now we've got Zelda with pretty good starting topology. Let's compare. That was before. That's now. If you know anything about animation, you can see that it's much better topology now. Maybe not in the ears. They need a bit of love. Actually, the previous topology was probably better, but we'll work on it. The rest of the body is now low poly, which means I can adjust the proportions way easily. Way easier than before. As you can see, I don't have any nasties in here anymore, so I can rotate the shoulders without worrying about the topology stretching and creating uneven surfaces. And same for the rest of the body, to be honest. The hands, her torso. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. Let's copy the tool and go back to our project. Not this one, this one. Let's append. Now, I believe we can delete the previous one. Oh. Never mind. I gave her some nails off stream last Monday. She's just in here for now. You can see the Z project even transferred all of those uneven areas that we had on the sculpt before. So now we can just get rid of them by smoothing it out. So yeah, that's how you use Zwrap. Anatomy for Sculptors is a great book. It is. I don't own it, but I've seen like lots and lots of just screenshots from there and just material from there on their ArtStation. If you guys can get your hands on the physical copy, do it. It's a good book. How long did it take you to learn to sculpt? I'm still learning. So I think my first ever sculpt was done in Blender? No, Modbox? I think it was Modbox. In 2016? So 7 years. But I picked up ZBrush in 2017. So sort of around 6 years or so. And I'm still learning. What do you love more, making the costume or sculpting the anatomy of a character? I like both. They're all part of the character creation process. Like, it's fun to create a character with like all the anatomy and stuff. And like, I love sculpting their faces, but then if they're naked, it's only like part of the character, not all of it. Clothing makes a lot of difference. Would you recommend to start with ZBrush or different software more for beginners? I would recommend starting with ZBrush. It's an industry standard. You will have to learn it eventually. Plus, moreover, I would say you should start with ZBrush, because from what I've heard, a lot of people that start with Maya or Blender or 3ds Max, and they transition to ZBrush to learn sculpting, they're weirded out by UI because it's so alien. It is different from most of the 3D software that you'll learn, but if you have a choice of which software you want to start with, then start with ZBrush. Just avoid that phase of being weirded out by the UI. Embrace it. I'd say it's a pretty friendly software in terms of like how much you need to learn in order to get started. How can I texture fish skin in ZBrush? Fish skin. Depends. Is it stylized or is it realistic? When you start to work with 3D, I started playing around with 3D, as I said, in around like 2014, 2015. But it was just like following tutorials mindlessly and modeling cups and mugs and chairs and stuff. That was me in 2014-15. I got an internship at a company at the age of 16, so it was more, I guess, serious at that point in terms of like learning 3D. Okay, let's pull up some muscle anatomy. I always wondered what's the use of polypaint or white as people vertex paint and ZBrush. Is it useful outside the software? I mean, can you use it in the diffuse map or just a preview texture will eventually be made in Substance Painter? Good question. I use it. I really like painting diffuse maps in ZBrush for my characters. I do add layers on top of them in Substance, which is my software of choice for texturing. But I really like the way ZBrush works with gradients and how it picks up colors. Just find it way more intuitive than Substance in terms of like actually poly painting. The gradation of colors is just amazing. If you ever try to poly paint in Substance, you'll know what I mean. It's not the same feeling and it's not the same result. So I prefer to put down the base colors of the face, of the body in ZBrush, and then export it out as a diffuse map over here. Usually export it out in 4K. Obviously once I've got all of my UDIMs laid out. For the body of the character I usually use 4 or 5 UDIMs. Obviously depending on how much skin the character is showing. And here Zelda is showing quite a bit of skin in the top half and the lower half. So yeah, I'll use it quite a bit. Cute. Word Explained will work in many softwares if you don't need to worry about UVs. Yeah, you can export it out as Vertex Paint if you want to. There are some ways to do it in like Marmoset, Toolbag. If you just don't want to create UVs, don't want to export out diffuse maps, you can do that for like speed sculpts and stuff. Or if you want a fully texture character and you want to utilize what you've already done in ZBrush, again, the world is your oyster. You can go all the way up to 8K for one UDIM tile, which is pretty generous. Okay, what should we work on and how much time do I have? I have around 30 minutes left. If you guys have any questions regarding Zwrap, I'm happy to answer them. But if you don't, I'll just keep on going. Or just ZBrush in general. I'm trying to make her eye shape more recognizable, because in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, she's got more of a square shaped eyes, or like angular at least. And mine are more almond shaped. Not mine, hers. But I do believe she's more recognizable now than she was a couple of streams ago. I would maybe wanna make her eyebrows a bit more angular, the way she has them in the game. So let's just slide some of the edge loops and create an angle, like so. By the way, I believe that if you keep on sliding the edge, it will start smoothing out the curve of the surface, as you can see. It's the same trick as in Maya, I believe. Maya does the same when you slide the edges. And they're a bit more angular. It's amazing, I think. Hi Luz. How's it going? So I've been meaning to do something. I created a Telegram channel for feedback streams. So I'm gonna copy the link. Alright, so here it is. Currently has 20 subscribers. I hope we will grow into a community that we're all proud of. I created it for the sake of posting more casual updates, maybe some work in progress stuff on there as well. And I will also host feedback streams on my personal YouTube channel. I'm thinking of creating Twitch channel as well and kind of like linking them. So from wherever you are guys are watching right now, I see that a lot of you are from Twitch. And the point of the feedback streams is in giving feedback, duh. A lot of people approached me on Instagram saying that they would like some advice. Maybe they don't know how to improve their artworks, and they would like reach out to me quite consistently. So I've decided to create this where you can join in, and I'll just treat it as a blog kind of thing. And under certain posts like this one, you can't see it here because it's like a sort of a demo version. I'm opening it up from like a guest browser, but here there's a comment section where a lot of you guys are you have shared your artworks you want me to feedback on, and I'll gather them all from here, and next weekend I will be streaming on my YouTube channel. You can't see it because it's blocked by my face, but it's my channel. I will sit down in advance with all the artworks submitted, and I will do some feedback, written and visual in Photoshop probably. And then we'll go through it on stream and we'll hang out. So if you would like to get some feedback, you can join. If you follow me on Instagram, I shared all the links to it. The links to my YouTube channel, the links to my ArtStation, and links to Telegram are on my Instagram. And you can join in. Be part of this weird group that I created. Окей. That's all I wanted to say. О, фидбэк-стрим — это то, что нужно. Да, приходи. Well, apparently Zelda lost in weight a little bit since the last time I adjusted the bracelets, so move them in. Okay, what's missing apart from the frontal piece? I'm gonna do off stream. I have 20 or so minutes. I can make her kind of like that piece that she is wearing. This thing. What else is missing? Obviously the master sword will come back to it. Could also work on her hair a little bit more, because it does need more love, more care. Nice stream. Thank you. Necklace charm, secret stem. Yeah, we gotta model that as well. She's got the choker done, but she doesn't have the pendant itself, the tear. Although I'm not sure if they're called tears. Would make sense with the title being called Tears of the Kingdom. Are the hair curve brushes custom? Yes, I downloaded them from Yuri Mosquin. You can see his art station pop up on top. You can pause the video and like Google him. I think I got them a very long time ago. I just like the divisions in them, like the profile that they have is really nice. And I use them quite a bit in my artworks. Well, which hairbrush are you using? Again, Yuri Mosquin. You can see the message pop up on top of the screen. You can find his art station. I think he goes by Yuri Fur. Yuri Fur. He's a cool 3D artist himself. Thanks, you're welcome. Hello, nice sculpt, thank you. Although we can only see her hair for now. But thank you. Bring this one down. But to be fair, there are lots of resources inside of ZBrush as well that allow you to make hair. Like this one, extrude profile. You have so many options. Look. Beautiful. You make it even more detailed if you want. Less detailed. In brush you can set depth, so maybe you wanna embed it a bit more into the mesh. I kinda like this one. And there you have it. Make here this way or that way. Custom brush or not, it comes down to your skills. It's nice to have some custom brushes though. It's the time. For the sake of keeping everything consistent, I'm gonna use this brush. I'm trying to play with like different widths and lengths of the hair so it doesn't look all copy pasted. Maybe pinch an occasional strand or two. Nudge it to the side so the haircut itself looks more natural. If you ever want to hide the mask because you want to see your model without the gray area, you can Ctrl H on your keyboard and the mask will still be active, but it will be hidden. And if I Ctrl tap on the canvas, it will invert the mask, as you can see. And you can hide it again, Ctrl H. Now I affect everything else but the root that I masked out. Some masking tips for you guys. It's looking better. You guys have grown quiet. Lower it down. And now, because all of them are separate polygroups, so we can go to brush. I can't see it. Boom. Brush. Now auto masking and slide mask by polygroups all the way to 100. So now we don't even need any masking done at all. It will only grab the polygroup that you're currently on top of with your stylus or with your cursor. So it will only affect one polygroup at a time. And you can turn this on for any of the brushes in ZBrush. Really handy. So I can now just pull stuff away. Doesn't always grab what I wanted to grab. It's a bit easier to see with wireframe turned on. Now I want to turn all of those roots to be facing inwards. But for that, we need a bit more topology, so I'm gonna quickly add some loops, mask this area, put the gizmo here. Now, I'm gonna polish it a bit. Hey Layla, how are you? I'm good, just a little bit cold. Cause it's 15 degrees in the house. But I feel like I complain about it every week, so might as well just get used to it. I'm pretty happy with how hair is turning out. Might turn off this one and adjust it all together. Okay, and with this, I think I'm done for today. I'm really happy I got to show you guys how to work with Zwrap. That was fun. At least from now on, whenever people ask me, how do you do Topology? I can just point you to this stream and all of your questions will be answered. But yeah, this is Zelda. He's getting there. Only missing a couple key features like her headpiece and the tear necklace. And then we can very soon move on to posing and modeling the Master Sword, which will be a challenge. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. So I'm gonna just sit here for another 5 minutes. If you guys have any questions regarding ZBrush or regarding anything really, I'll be happy to answer them. But after that, I'm off to work. While I wait, I might as well show you how I record my turntables, in case if you guys are interested. So in movie, let's bring it to the side. I select dock, large, and in title image, I set fade in and fade out to 0 for the ZBrush logo not to appear. But if you would like to keep the ZBrush logo on, then I mean, go for it. Same here. Overlay image to 0. And I set it to 2 spin cycles. I know you can do it after the fact in like Premiere Pro. You can just like copy and paste, but I'm lazy like that, so I prefer to just wait extra time in ZBrush for it to do 2 spin cycles. It's just easier to upload it this way on Instagram. I feel like 1 spin is just not enough, it's a bit too short. And then you can just hit turntable and it will start spinning and recording the video. Before that, you might want to change the resolution of your final output. So right now it's set to 1482 by 870. I usually set it to something like 1080 by 1920. And it creates like a Instagram story sized video. Then you position your model and you hit turntable. And then when you export out the movie that it already saved, just hit H for the maximum quality if you want, and then export it out. And here it is. Here's the movie. Obviously she's off center. I'm gonna move her to the center when I do it after the stream. But yeah, here it is. Okay, since you guys aren't asking any questions, I'm just gonna shamelessly plug myself in by saying that if you want to follow me, you can follow me on ArtStation by just typing in, I can never get it right, basically on the lower bar you can see my full name, Layla Viscu. And yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, maybe not, ArtStation, and now Telegram and YouTube. If you wanna be in for the feedback stream, follow me on Telegram. The links are on my Instagram, which is just like a place where we can chat about CG stuff. I'll try to post my just like clips in there, and just maybe behind the scenes, maybe some old cringy artworks that I have found recently on my old drives. Oh, that was not fun to see. That I ever considered some sculpts to be like worthy of a portfolio. But I mean, hey, we all grow. We make mistakes along the way, and it's fine. Yay, thanks for the live stream. You're welcome. Come back next Monday. Thanks a lot. I will follow you everywhere. Oh, thank you. I just joined with live. Can you give closer look at the girl's face? Sure. Zelda doesn't mind, I think. She still has like this frog face going on, I feel like. But she definitely looks different to what she used to look like. That was before. I do believe like readjusting some of the facial proportions made her look a bit more appealing. And that's what we're here for in Layla, exploring character appeal. Kind of a thing. Yeah. Hey, secret sculpts. I'm hesitant to show them, at the same time it's so funny that I really want to show you. I'm planning on re-sculpting one of my old sculpts and making a YouTube like rant video about it, about growth as an artist, and just having a time lapse on the background of like me reworking my old sculpt. Let me know if you would be interested in that sort of stuff. Yeah, and with that, I am done. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. Please join me next week if you want to. Follow me everywhere if you want to, and have a nice rest of your Sunday, or have a good Monday if you are closer to like Australia and New Zealand. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, just have a good day. What is your plan for the next week? I'll try to work on the front piece when I have time, just not to bore you guys. We might model the headpiece on stream, and then we'll move on straight to master sword modeling. Why not? It's a really cool geometry. Like, this is hard surface, but it slowly transitions into more of the organic stuff. And I'm super keen on like challenging myself with this. I have no idea how I'm gonna make it, but that's the fun of it all. Anyway, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.